Master's degrees show a high level of expertise, they open up more jobs than bachelor's degrees, and they pay a lot more too. So here's my question for you. Why not just skip your bachelor's degree and go straight to a master's? And sure, technically you're not allowed to. But what if you could finish that 4-year bachelor's degree in under 1 year and then move on to the degree that for you might really matter? The master's. I'm going to explain how, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to share a list of what I think are some of the best online master's programs out there. So let's start this off with a little personal story here. When I was a wee lad, there were 4 careers that I was seriously thinking about: pastor, a politician, a writer, or a teacher. So I went to, who else? My dad, and was like, hey dad, what should I do here? I don't know what to major in college. My dad looked at the 4 different career options and he was like, well, they all have to do with communication, and you're better off in all of them if you know how to write, so why not go get an English degree? Probably the first time ever in history that a father has told his son that he should go major in English. But part of the reason he suggested that was because he also knew that for a lot of those careers, you are eventually probably going to want a master's degree. And he made the great point to me that yes, the English degree will kind of give you a leg up in starting and help you develop some skills, but once you have a master's degree, no one's ever going to care what your bachelor's degree was in, and you don't have to worry about the marketability of it at all, because the master's degree is the front and center piece of your resume. And the goal became twofold. 1, let's get an undergrad degree so that we can get that master's as quickly as possible and really get moving with the kinds of careers that I'm interested in. And 2, let's test out these careers and see if any of them is a good fit for me. Turns out writing at the time, I wrote a little crappy novel that was terrible and no one will ever see that. I interned with a politician, didn't really enjoy all the stuff that went on. And then I tried teaching and tutoring people every chance that I could get. And so when I had finished undergrad, it was a very natural next step for me to say, hey, I'm going to go get a master's in English because I want to teach English. I ended up loving it and was able to use that master's to do a lot of other really cool stuff like direct writing tutoring center or be the chair of a department. A lot of really fun, interesting stuff. And if you're hearing all of this and you're thinking to yourself, wow, maybe a master's degree is the right fit for me and for my career goals, let me go ahead and wrap this up with the why and the how of skipping undergrad to get there. The how is actually pretty easy. Just follow the advice on this channel to skip undergrad, use alternative third-party credits to be able to test out of, review of high school general education stuff, or to accomplish free electives the fastest way possible, or to get credit for things that you already know. The average college hacker finishes their undergrad in under a year for about $7,000, and some people do it much faster and much cheaper. Then we come to the why. Why would you skip undergrad? A, you'll save money. $7,000 is a great price. The average $50,000 for an online bachelor's degree is not a great price. B, you're going to save time. The average adult who goes back to college online takes 4 to 6 years. 1 year is, trust me, so much better. C, you're more likely to graduate. In my experience, somewhere around 30% of your average online college students actually graduate college. But college hackers, because there are fewer obstacles to success there and the plan and the steps are more clear, are actually way more likely to actually finish the degree. D, you got to spend money on what matters. If people are going to forget your undergrad degree, why are you shoveling tens of thousands of dollars into that? Are you going to have any money left over to actually spend on a nice master's degree? Alternatively, if you save a bunch of money on your undergrad, you could actually put a little more money into your master's degree, get a really prestigious, cool one, or even, as we'll talk about in a future point, go and do it in person. And here's that future point. You can have an in-person experience, which when it comes to education at the master's level is so much fun because it's challenging, it's interesting, and you get to network with classmates and with professors who really care about this subject. And F, it's more convenient. The average undergrad degree is going to have about 40 classes, many of which meet during the day, 3 times a week for 16 weeks. That is a lot of time commitment. That's actually 1,920 in-class experiences, where with a master's degree, where you're going to have probably slightly longer classes, fewer times a week, they're more likely to be in the evening, and you're only going to have like 10 to 12 classes, we're talking closer to like 240 in-class experiences. And then finally, point G, I think at this point, master's degrees unlock higher pay and they unlock more career opportunities. It's so funny to me that people put so much work into undergrad for 4 years, and then you have what are essentially degrees designed to be accomplished in 1 year at the master's level, sometimes like a year and a half, and in rare cases 2 years if they're like really big ones. And you get so much more bang for your buck from this one than you do from this one, and yet we're still paying like 3 times as much for this one than we are for the master's level. And I saw all of this play out for me because I graduated from undergrad at age 18 after a few years of taking CLEP exams exams while going through high school, and it cost me $7,423, meaning I saved like almost $43,000 on my online college bachelor's degree, and that meant that I could go pay out of pocket for an in-person master's experience. And it doesn't have to be in person, you could do it online too, but I got to like basically pick the school I wanted to go to, and it was a lot smaller time and money commitment to be able to get a degree that would have even more impact on my career, and has had impact on my career. Learning at that level was so fulfilling and left me feeling so much more confident when I left than I felt after the undergrad experience, and I just really love that past me went and did that. Keep in mind, I'm not trying to convince anybody that you need to go get a master's, because the only thing that determines whether you need a master's is if A, you want to, and B, if it accomplishes your goals. But if you might need a master's, I would really encourage you to take the time to hack undergrad so that you can really invest and find fulfillment in that master's level experience. I do not think that you will regret it. And if you need help with the skipping part, check out that link to our consultations in the description down below. We'd love to help you graduate college quickly and inexpensively so you can build a career that you love and go on to a master's degree that you're really excited about. Thanks so much for watching. You can check out this video here for a list of some of the best online graduate schools. Thanks for watching, and happy hacking.